Hello people, here we go. New EP from Barely Alive on Disciple. Feel the Panic. Yep, 4-tracker, 11 minutes. Oh, pretty short, 11 minutes long. Okay, so pretty to the point, pretty short-lived. But yeah, we're going to check it out. And, I was just saying in the kind of preamble, the warm-up for this stream. Yeah, I can't think of a more consistent artist, modern dubstep act or artist than Barely Alive. If you're watching on Patreon, post-stream, drop it in the comments down below if you think I'm chatting absolute shit. If you have a better suggestion, I can't think of a better one. Even Skrillex, no, because, last 4 or 5 years hasn't been going down this avenue. We're talking about longevity. We're talking about 2 albums, production value, great sounds used, musicality kind of woven into the ideas, all of that. They've made the odd dud track here and there, but every project has got bangers. At least one banger. So, oftentimes multiple bangers. Like I said, 2 albums under their belt. Come at me if you think my opinion is wrong. I love the discussion. Let's get it going. But yeah, like I said, nothing more to say. No more real good to say. That is my introduction for these 2 and this new EP. Without any further ado, Barely Alive, Feel the Panic, track number 1, Fuck Around. Stuff like this. Oh, that is so sick. Oh, mate. Already killing it. Ain't no one... Who else writes melodies like that? Maybe Space Laces, but genuinely. Some Final Countdown vibes. It's the final countdown. I can hear it going into a rhythm setup here. Oi! Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! Oh, fuck off! Fucking. That skittish stuff. Oh, I cannot. I love it. Okay, so we got a little 1-drop situation here, okay. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, some decent stuff. Decent stuff. Mate, honestly, the texture and the tonality of all those sounds, it just works. It just works. It's not exceptional, It's not like it's not going to be up there with their best ever, but that is a very high bar, and I think this is a perfect tune for kind of just mapping out and laying out the fact for me that their standard is just incredibly high, and that even doing something quite simple, they for one do it incredibly well, and yeah, as an extension of that point, it just sounds fucking sick, even if they are doing something simple. The typical growls are in there, lots of fantastic little skittish touches that just get you. It's just they know. I think few producers, few artists, few acts in this scene are more aware than them on a level of just knowing when to level up and do something a bit more exciting and take an idea in a different direction, and knowing exactly where all the notes should be placed just to create that perfect flow and that perfect kind of gnarliness to pick a track up. They've just got it. It's just the attention to detail with where everything is placed here is very clever, and not many people can do it. We do have quite a simple tune, a lot of just burp, 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 you know, plodding along. But like I said, those little moments where it just picks it up in the perfect kind of frenetic way, and it elevates the tune so much, it just gives it a lot more energy, and you know, kind of locks you in beyond it just being, you know, quite a standard kick clap boom tum pat kind of situation. So just a lot of Barely Alive grisly goodness in there, I would say. It does get a little bit more simple as it goes on in that second half, but you know, bits of that first half I was like woof 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 woof. Introduction was fantastic. I mean, someone called it, you know, said it had a slight Mexican vibe to it as well. I was like, you know what, can't quite disagree. I don't know what it is about it, but it's got that kind of, you know, sombrero, get the little guitars out kind of situation, mixed with Final Countdown by Europe. That whole synthwave kind of thing, they've just made it a bit of a staple of their sound, deploying it there again extremely well. And that little ending note where it kind of tails off and it's got that lovely rounded, colourful, tone to it. It's just, you know, I'm a big fan. Could have been longer. I think that tune could have been longer. Had potential for being stretched out a little bit more, but still a lot of sick stuff there, if I'm being honest. Track number 2 is Let It Spin. I mean, it's a short EP. This is a short EP, guys. Ooh.
Let it spin. Give me a motherfucking.
What is this? The creativity is kind of going a bit off the scale here for these introductions.
Give me a motherfucking.
It's got attitude to it. The snare's interesting. The snare is very interesting. These bits, these little again, it has got a little bit of a I'm wearing my sombrero next to the pool kind of vibe. Oh, so short, man. It's explosive, like I'll give it that for sure. It's like an explosive tune and it suits their style well, but I want these, like, I want a bit more to it. I want a bit more meat on the bone, if you will. I mean, not the most vegan thing I've ever said. I really like the attacking nature of the dubstep there. Very direct and very in your face. Not the most like classic Barely Alive kind of approach or tactic there with that heaviness, but you know, some good force to it. The snare, I think I'm not 100% on what I think about it yet. I mean, part of me feels like it feels a bit kind of outside the tune, if you know what I mean. There's something like a bit isolated about it, meaning that Well, what I mean by that is that it doesn't feel like it actually fits and slots into the heaviness we get there. It feels a bit extra to it, but it is there and it has got punch to it. There's something about it that feels a little bit like it's an add-on rather than being a part of the cohesive kind of moving thing that the heaviness is, you know. Beyond that, I mean, quite a simple tune. Like I've said, you know, not loads going on there. Very short. Could have been a lot longer. I like the introduction yet again, just... they're really letting the creative juices flow, the melodic juices flow, you know, with that introduction yet again. The heaviness and those interlude sections, you know, exist alongside one another quite well. I think the heaviness is all right, invention-wise. It's not bad. It's fine, but the intro definitely sticks out for me just that little bit more in comparison. So, yeah. Some good stuff there yet again, without being, you know, exceptional, and wanting maybe a little bit more, you know, in terms of the length of it. Next up, we have another 2.5 minute cut, and that is Hopped Out, track number 3 here.
Imagine, if you will, sitting down to your morning coffee, turning on your home computer to read the day's newspaper.
Days.
Not as far
Right, I think before I stream next, I have to sort my computer out because it's fucked. It's officially fucked. Oi. Oh, oh, oh. Oof. Bit of a longer midsection here than the other one, so it's not like a... is it? No, it's just like a second drop situation. Ha, that the motherfucking... Why does this one feels so long? It's only like 4 seconds longer than the one before it, but it feels a lot longer. Ha, that the motherfucking... Yeah, not bad. Decent. Again, hitting hard. Just a nice kind of rebounding effect going on there with the heaviness that we get. It, yeah, smacks in your face. It's got that aggression. Typical of them. A load of growls in there. Snare's pretty good. Quite a sharp kind of icy feel to it. Yeah, I mean, not like the most creative, again, from them here, but it's just, you know, with their standard for even the simple approach or the pretty straightforward approach being there, it still hits very hard and it's still got that necessary kind of bite to it. Gets you moving because the production's so good and you feel it, you know, you can feel it. That besides, I think there was a lot of good musicality here yet again. Kind of had a bit more of a charm and a kind of allure to it here. Not quite as fun and like, you know, like I've been saying before, like whipping out the sombrero kind of thing, but this one felt a lot more like it had a romance to it, you know, it had a bit of a charm and allure, very much tapping back into that whole synthwave kind of vibe, that kind of, yeah, a bit of a swooning situation going on here, you know, I'm feeling quite, you know, drawn in by the music, if you will. So yeah, it's got that about it. Basically what happens is that the introduction is a little bit shorter here, meaning that even though the track is only 4 seconds longer and actually even shorter than the first one, the midsection being longer gives the track more body, and it actually just acts as a second build. There's no like follow-up drop kind of situation where we're getting the first drop, then a quick build, then another drop, then outro. You have a shorter introduction, I think, then first drop, then a longer midway point, then second drop, then the outro. So even if it, even though it is shorter, it just feels a lot longer because of that middle part, just kind of, setting the scene again, rebuilding, regathering. And I think that was quite a clever little technique that they deployed there to kind of stretch that tune out, make it feel bigger, even though it is still very short. So yeah, not bad there. The penultimate cut hopped out. Next up, and finally, we have Koresh Landing with Drew Seeley.
Are you ready for the roughneck bass? Bass.
Oh, there's little jumpy bits.
Are you ready for the
I've never been ready for the roughneck bass myself. Here we go, another follow-up drop situation. Here we go. Because the introduction was long,
rock the discotheque? Let the bass kick. Bass.
Ah.
You gotta get up.
Mate, those little skittish bits in the background. Phew. Okay. Decent ending there, decent ending. I think again, and the theme that is kind of being established here with this EP is making good kind of flavour and fun out of quite standard ideas for the most part. So the drops here, again, they've got that foundation of, quite a simple layout, quite a simple idea, quite simple invention, and then you've got things that kind of perk it up a bit. The little skittish touches in the background, and other bits in the kind of first part of each main drop that we get here. It's another follow-up drop situation with that long introduction that we get. The energy and the heaviness, I think, is pretty good here. Pretty good. Again, it's not exceptional, and it is very much just making good of quite straightforward ideas for the most part, but they still have that down very much. Those little insertions of, you know, flavour and fun here and there, just to, again, bring those ideas to life just that little bit more, even though they are simple. And then beyond that, having the production value as well, obviously, to back that up, you know, giving it proper body and a bit of beef beneath, you know, just the ideas that we do get here. The introduction is okay. I mean, I think instrumentally pretty decent. The vocal is not one that I'm quite sure on at the moment, if I'm being honest. Doesn't I mean, it fits, I think, stylistically. I think how Drew Seeley's voice sounds here, and it has worked before with Barely Alive. You know, I think that his voice combines with their aesthetic well, but the kind of musical journey that this vocal goes on, the lyrics as well, I'm like, okay, you know, not quite working for me at the moment, but, you know, could end up growing on me over time. Just didn't feel like it had that catchiness, that kind of memorability factor to it, that infectiousness that is going to make me be like, okay, yeah, I do want to hit that again, because yeah, now it just feels like it's there, not serving much of a purpose beyond just being a vocal for the sake of it, you know. With the EP overall, I think, yeah, it is mostly a thing here of quite straightforward, standard-ish ideas that not that they've done before, but as in the layout of sounds, the sounds that are being used. We've heard it before from them, and we have heard that kind of simple layout from them before, those kind of simple layouts, but there is also a lot of just clever elevation of those simple ideas, and, you know, cheeky little moments that fire out and give it just that bit of energy and that bit of liveliness beyond, you know, without those little touches, I think these tracks would just be a bit too simple and a bit too straightforward, but they do know when to just, you know, perk it up a little bit, just give it that bit more bite, that bit more menace. I mean, the first drop of the whole EP on Fuck Around was a perfect example of that, and then we get that as well in the final tune. We get it in parts with the middle two tunes as well. Production again is mostly very good, and sound usage from them is classic and works very well for the most part. The tracks are a little bit short, which is a bit gutting. You know, they've been very good at making drawn out long tunes over the years, so maybe this is just them, I don't know, making more easily digestible and streamable content, if you will, more streamable music. At least 3 of them feel like they're over before they fully get going, and the whole one main drop and a follow-up situation can get a little bit like, okay, come on, we want a little bit more than that. So you know, that would be my main drawback. But yeah, like you're saying, that could just be them working on another longer form project, and this is just a kind of tide over before that. So yeah, I think those are my overall thoughts on this EP from Barely Alive. Feel the Panic.